Okay, we have the case here of Brandon Norton, who was 37 at the time. He's 39 now, and he just accepted a plea deal to second-degree murder in the murder of his wife Jennifer, who was 32, and then he dumped her body in the Missouri River. So let's look at this case of another guy who thinks murdering his wife is a solution for a relationship problem. Back in June of 2018, just about 2 months before Shanann Watts was murdered at the hands of her husband, Chris Watts, who thought murdering her and his children was another solution, we have Jennifer Norton, age 32. And Jennifer wanted a divorce. In fact, she wanted a change. She had just cut her hair. She got a new look. She was going to buy a car for herself. And she had found a place for her and her children to live. She filed for divorce. And she gave her husband, Brandon, then 37, divorce papers on June 2nd. Well, Brandon showed Jennifer exactly what he thought of those divorce papers when he tore them into shreds. On June 4th, Jennifer was getting ready for work, and the couple started arguing again about the divorce that Jennifer so desperately wanted. Things started to heat up when Brandon finds explicit photos and texts to another man in Jennifer's phone. You see, he's been long suspecting for about a month and a half that she had been having a relationship, an affair, or something going on with another guy. Now he had proof, and he was furious. Now with the proof in his hand, Brandon was furious. He came up behind Jennifer and he put his forearm under her neck. He had her in a chokehold. They both tumbled to the floor, but he didn't lose his hold on her. In fact, he kept squeezing harder and harder. He said it took about 5 minutes, and she stopped breathing. He then checked to make sure she was dead. Then he took their children to the zoo, and after that to his parents' house. Then headed home and loaded Jennifer's body into their Lincoln Navigator. He drove around for a bit till he came to a bridge over the Missouri River, and he dropped her body in there. Was it a guilty conscience? I don't know. Something made Brandon, on June 5th, go to the Sarpy County Jail and tell officers that he killed his wife Jennifer the night before and he dumped her body in the Missouri River. They arrested him at the time on suspicion of murder. There was a search of the river for 3 days until on June 8th, Jennifer's body was found by recreational boaters. Jennifer cutting her hair was a huge step into her new life. Brandon didn't want her to cut her hair, and she cut it just a couple of days before her murder. She sent that photo that you see there to her grandmother. "It's the last picture I have of her on my phone," said her grandmother. "What do you think?" "You know what? You look beautiful. What I wanted to say, what is he going to do?" And 2 days later we found out, she said. There was also a used car salesman who knew the couple well. He was interviewed by someone in the media where he said that Jennifer had come in after getting her hair cut to purchase a car, and she was happy and upbeat. She asked him how he liked her new look and how Brandon never wanted her to cut her hair. he couldn't help but be worried about Brandon's reaction. A couple of days later, his worries were founded. Flash forward to January 2020. Brandon Norton pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. He faces a maximum sentence of life in prison. Her family, calls the murder premeditated. Family and friends packed the courtroom with buttons bearing Jennifer's picture, wearing the color purple, which was her favorite color, along with the color for domestic violence awareness. They say Jennifer was starting a new life with a new look. She was excited about finding a place to live for herself and her kids. And they are hoping for life in prison for Brandon, now 39. Thanks for watching, guys. Prayers for Jennifer and her family.